down, my guy. Put it down. Put the knife down. Put it down. Put it down.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Eric Moser here with Code Red Conversations. Thanks for joining me. In my video today, I'm going to be interacting with a recent shooting that took place in Chicago. This is a clip from the news, one of the local news outlets, ABC News Chicago, ABC 7. But I'll interact with it and give my comments and pause here and there when I think it's necessary or when I think it may be helpful.
Office of Police Accountability, COPA, releasing this video late this afternoon. The brief encounter ended with Brown being shot and killed. In body camera video, moments before the shooting, officers scream at him to drop a knife. I'm warning, this video is disturbing, and we will stop the video before the shooting. It's a Sunday morning last month on the 6500 block of South Harvard Avenue. Chicago police are responding to a domestic disturbance call, and officers have a calm discussion with this woman in the apartment. One of the officers checks an adjoining room, apparently looking for Terrell Brown. Their body-worn cameras recording as the officers back out of that room and draw their weapons. Here, Brown comes into view of the cameras.
Put it down. Put it down, dude. Put that knife down. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. You got an armed man with a knife in the apartment here. Put it down, my guy. Put it down. Put the knife down. Put it down. Put it down.
Several rounds of police gunfire follow those orders to drop the knife. According to police paperwork also released with this video today, officers state Brown didn't follow verbal direction, was armed with a knife, that there was an imminent threat of battery with a weapon, and the weapon was used in an attempt to attack police.
Now, from what I can see so far, the officers were clearly justified from my perspective. They gave multiple verbal commands for him to put the knife down, but he kept moving closer and closer. If anyone's familiar with anything related to policing, when we're talking about concepts like the 21-foot rule, it takes seconds in order for someone to cover a 21-foot distance and get to an officer and get a few stabs in, or at least one stab in. And clearly, based on the body cam footage, the body cam image, you can see he was considerably closer than 21 feet. Had he suddenly had a change of mind and he lunged after those officers, that could have been ugly really quick. So let's see what the rest of the footage had to say, or what the rest of this video has to say about the incident. Looked good to me. It's unfortunate. Dude was probably dealing with some mental health issues, or maybe there were some drugs involved. Unfortunate, but officers aren't expected to put their lives on the line simply because it makes people feel good. They have to protect themselves just as much as they have to protect the public.
When asked in the tactical report filled out by officers whether Brown committed an assault or battery against police, the officers answered yes.
I think right now what you're dealing with, and I could be off, I could be wrong on this, but right now what you're dealing with in today's society is you have so many people, so many officers concerned and afraid as to what's going to happen to them if they do the wrong thing, if they shoot somebody, in particularly a black person or a Hispanic person. They're worried about the repercussions. Just be honest, the facts can speak for themselves. But then again, also, if you look at the Ma'Khia Bryant case, and I always bring that up because it just showed the lunacy of our current culture. People were actually arguing that she shouldn't have been shot, even though she was had threatened two people with deadly force, with a knife.
Last month, Brown's family spoke with ABC 7, questioning CPD's use of deadly force.
Of course they will. And I'm not necessarily coming down on the family. Of course you're going to think the average citizen who's probably untrained in this area when it comes to police tactics and things like that. You have an incident that's quickly escalating. Now, I would love to have heard everything that was said between the parents and the officers. I think context is missing. Did the mom say, or whoever the woman was, say that he was threatening her with violence? Did they say that he has a history of mental illness or a history of violence? because those factors, if if it was a part of the conversation, could play a role in why the officers did what they did. But they spoke over it. Hopefully there'll be another video that'll come out. Usually police activity post content like this. It could be up right now for all I know. And it'll add a bit of context to this whole situation. I'm not angry at the family for questioning. My concern is that the news may not be giving us all the details.
No conclusions tonight from COPA, just this video release. The officers involved were put on routine 30-day desk duty, but are now back on full status, according to Chicago police.
Yeah, the whole situation sucks and it's tragic, but if you're an officer, what are you going to do? Especially a situation that's escalating. Now, could they have tried to tase him? Yeah, but it happened pretty quickly. I think a taser could have been an option, but I think they were given verbal commands and they just responded the best way they knew how with the short amount of time that they had to react.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm just updating the video I did addressing this exact same shooting. If you followed my channel to any degree for any length of time, watch more than probably 3 videos, I'm pretty sure you've already heard me address the issue of media bias, media distortions. This is the full video from police activity, the full body cam footage, and then go back and compare the information that we got, how the groundwork was laid, the foundation was laid by the reporter when they had no sound, compared to what exactly is happening, the verbiage, the information that the officers are being given from the citizen who called in. So check it out and let me know what your thoughts are down below.
Hey, how's it going, man? Everything's being recorded, okay?
Yeah.
What's going on today? What happened?
He followed me, hit me all in my face, all in my chest. Back
Give me
there.
medical attention?
Yeah.
What was the fight about?
We're downstairs washing the clothes. He takes the detergent.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, he said he hit her in her face. She said he hit her in her face and in her neck. So let me rewind it just a little bit.
What happened?
He followed me, hit me all in my face, all in my chest. Back
Give me
there.
medical attention?
He said he hit me all in my face and my chest. I don't think that was mentioned at one time during the initial information. They said that the woman was talking to the officers calmly. But like I said in the video, what was she talking about? You can speak calmly and still be in a dangerous setting. Maybe she's just used to it. So let's make sure we have context. When we examine these police shootings, like I always say, make sure we understand what's going on. We ask important questions, probing questions, so we don't get fooled, we don't get led astray.
What was the fight about?
We're downstairs washing the clothes. He takes the detergent, do like this. I say, stop, hit me all in my chest, and I push him back. He go from there, hit me all in my face, punch me in my face, punch me all in my side, everything.
Where did he punch you in the side?
All right here.
Do you have any?
Hit her in the face, hit her in the chest, punching her in her side. Those are the allegations. She's being calm about it, but you have a domestic violence encounter already. You already have a battery taking place. That's the initial allegation.
Bruises or anything like that?
No, but he pulled a knife on me too. I want him out of my house, and I'm pressing charges on him.
What's his name?
And he pulled a knife on her. Battery and assault, threatening with a deadly weapon. Another point that I'd like to make, just to clarify, in my initial video, when I questioned why the officers made the allegation, initially it was stated that they said that he assaulted and he battered them. Now, here in the state of Nevada, an assault doesn't mean that you actually come in physical contact with somebody. You can be placing someone in reasonable apprehension of immediate bodily harm. You can threaten someone with a knife. You can tell them you're going to stab them and be in a close enough proximity to where they fear they can be fearing for their own safety. So I think a lot of times, and once again, it depends on your jurisdiction, depends on where you live, what the laws, city, county, state, local, federal laws even are in your area, what assault means. Assault can mean different things. Assault can mean battery, actual physical striking, throwing blows. It can mean that, but it can also mean a threat, the threatening of physical harm or violence.
It's a real brand. In the back.
You have a knife on you?
Yeah.
He has a knife right now?
Yep.
He has like physically.
Yep. I'm moving now.
Stay right here, okay?
Go back that way. Go back that way.
Officers attempt to make contact with him. He says, "Don't come back here." I'm assuming either based on the idea that he was in possession of a weapon, they possibly saw that, or they're just going on the information that they got from the victim. They're already pulling their guns.
724 emergency. Yeah, we gotta put it down, dude! Put that knife down! Put it down!
So clearly they see him with the knife.
Put it down! Put it down! You got an armed man with a knife in the apartment here. Go that way.
Put it down, my guy.
Put it down! Put the knife down! Put it down! Put it down! 724 shots fired. Shots fired by the police. Put it down! Put it down! Get down on the ground!
Multiple verbal commands. He chose not to cooperate, and he ended up getting shot. And he was demonstrating some weird behavior anyway. What rational person refuses to put a weapon down, put a knife down when being warned and ordered by the police over and over again? Who does that? So he demonstrated clear irrational behavior, unpredictable.
724 shots fired by the police. You got the defender down.
And another factor is that when they withdrew, the victim was still within a dangerous range from the suspect. So not only do you have the victim who was in close proximity to the suspect, you have the officers who were in potential danger.
Weapon recovered. I need EMS out there. EMS. I need 724. I need supervisor as well.
Let me get some more cards. 724.
Where's the knife at?
Right there by the foot.
Alright, 724, you got the X.
724. Both people are found. Got him coming down. EMS out there right away. And the supervisor.
He said both females. I heard a child crying earlier. There were two people who were in danger, other than the officers.
You got it.
1 second. Floor apartment 2 ready.
Stay inside. Okay?
Okay, good. Anyone responding to 6550 South Harbor?
Okay.
Second floor, 2 And keep the street clear for the ambulance. Keep the street clear.
There you see them attempting life-saving measures, doing CPR on the guy.
You got any more?
All right, I just want to stop it right there. show you this video, which I think provides way more information, way more clarity than the initial news report. We have to be so very careful with the information that we listen to. I'm not saying every news company, every news organization has diabolical plans, but yet we also have to remember that they want ratings. And sometimes sharing the full details of a news story, especially a controversial one involving a police shooting, that's not their top priority. So let's pay attention, let's be wise. Once again, let's ask tough and intelligent questions. Before you go, make sure you check out my other content and comment down below. What are your thoughts on this situation? Do you think the officers acted appropriately or not? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And in the meantime, as always, stay safe, God bless, and make sure you join the conversation.